Travis Kelce had always prided himself on his composure. The roar of the crowd, the pressure of a game-winning drive, none of it could rattle him. But as he sat across from Taylor Swift, the woman who had stolen his heart and his world, he was a man adrift in a sea of astonishment. It was supposed to be his big reveal. The day he would drop to one knee, the day the world would hold its breath as he asked the most important question of his life. But Taylor, with a mischievous glint in her eye, had a different plan. She produced a velvet box from her designer purse. As Travis's heart pounded a frantic rhythm against his ribs, she opened the box. And there, nestled in soft crimson velvet, was a ring. Not just any ring. It was a masterpiece, a kaleidoscope of diamonds and sapphires that seemed to dance and shimmer in the soft morning light. The central sapphire was the size of a marble, a deep, rich blue that rivaled the Caribbean Sea. Surrounding it was a halo of smaller sapphires, each one a perfect match, and then a cascade of diamonds, like frozen stars. The band was platinum, intricately woven with a delicate vine motif. It was, simply put, breathtaking. Travis's jaw dropped. He was speechless. The man who could command a huddle, who could outmaneuver the fiercest defenders, was rendered utterly mute by a piece of jewelry. Taylor watched him with a mixture of amusement and pride. "I know," she said, her voice soft but carrying a note of triumph. "I've been dreaming about this ring for years. I wanted something unique, something that reflected our love story. And I think I found it." Travis managed to find his voice. It's incredible," he stammered. His mind raced. How could he possibly compete with this? How could he ever top such a gift? Taylor smiled. "I know," she said again. "But, darling, I'm not proposing." Relief washed over Travis. And then, a surge of something else, something deeper. Love, gratitude, and a fierce determination to make her the happiest woman in the world. He reached across the table and took her hand. "Then let me," he said, his voice steady now. "Let me make this ring yours in the way it was meant to be." Taylor's eyes widened in surprise, then filled with tears of joy. As he slipped the ring onto her finger, Travis knew that this was just the beginning of their happily ever after. And the ring? It was a symbol of their love, a testament to their unique story, and a promise of a future filled with endless possibilities. Travis Kelce was no stranger to pressure. The roar of the crowd, the weight of expectations, the crunch of the gridiron, these were his elements. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared him for the moment he found himself in. It was supposed to be his day. The day he would ask Taylor Swift to be his forever. He'd planned every detail, from the intimate candlelit dinner at their secluded vineyard to the custom-designed ring, a symbol of their love story. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. As the golden hour painted the sky in hues of pink and orange, Taylor emerged from the house. She was breathtaking as always, but there was a certain ethereal glow about her that evening. And then, she held up her hand. Adorned on her finger was a ring. Not just any ring. It was a masterpiece, an intricate fusion of platinum and rose gold, with a pear-shaped diamond that seemed to dance in the twilight. But it wasn't the diamond that stole his breath away. It was the stone flanking the diamond, a rare, otherworldly sapphire, the color of a summer sky. Travis's jaw dropped. He was speechless. The ring he had planned was beautiful, but this was beyond anything he could have imagined. It was as if she had stepped into a fairy tale and returned with a treasure. "Do you like it?" Taylor asked, a mischievous glint in her eyes. He could only nod, his mind racing. How could he have possibly thought his carefully curated proposal would be enough after this? This was a declaration of intent, a statement of love that eclipsed any words he could muster. Taylor laughed, a melodious sound that filled the air. I know. It's a bit much, isn't it?" "No," he managed to croak, his voice barely a whisper. "It's perfect. Perfect." It was the only word that came to mind. Perfect for her. Perfect for them. And in that moment, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the vineyard, Travis knew that whatever his proposal would be, it would be a footnote to the story this ring was already writing. The private jet hummed softly, a stark contrast to the storm of emotions brewing within Travis Kelce. Today was the day. The day he would ask Taylor Swift to be his forever. His palms were slick with nervous sweat, despite the chilled cabin air. He glanced at the velvet box nestled in his pocket, a silent promise of the future. Then, she entered. Taylor Swift, a vision in a champagne-colored gown that seemed to shimmer with the same magic as her aura. But it wasn't her ethereal beauty that stole his breath this time. It was the ring. She held out her hand, a diamond-encrusted masterpiece sparkling in the soft light. It wasn't just a ring, it was a constellation of stars, a galaxy captured in platinum. Travis' jaw clenched as he tried, and failed, to form words. "I know," Taylor's voice was a gentle whisper, "it's a bit much." A bit much? That was the understatement of the century. This ring was more than a bit much. It was a declaration of intent, a promise of a fairy tale romance, and a challenge to every jeweler in the world. I. Travis stammered, his mind racing. How could he possibly compete with this? His Super Bowl ring suddenly felt like child's play. Taylor chuckled, a sound as light and infectious as her laughter. "Relax, big guy. I just wanted to give you a heads up. It's a girl's dream, right? A girl's dream?" This was more than a girl's dream. It was a fantasy, a fever dream of epic proportions. Travis felt a surge of protectiveness. He would move mountains, break records, and catch impossible passes to give this woman the world. But for now, words escaped him. As the plane descended, Travis squeezed Taylor's hand, a silent vow of commitment. The ring might have stolen the show, but the love they shared was the real masterpiece. And he, the lucky man, was just beginning to paint it.